アズールレーン。 ボス。あ、また来ちゃいましたか。
要するに全部
噛みちぎれ。
ガチャ
接続完了。展開。
当たれ。今やらなきゃって気がする。
第2ラウンドはこっからよ。
対策を考えないと。よくわかんないけど
噛みちぎれ。
やってやるよ。
さばき
よくわかんないけどやってやるよ。
頑張る。正解は展開。
噛みちぎれ。
ユニコーン。
星空を眺め正解を歩む。これはアルザスのせいじゃ。要するに全部倒せばいいのよね。
我が神より下されし試練。
絶対に今やらなきゃって
ベルリーシュー
ラデ
まだこれからです。
接続完了。展開。
よくわかんないけどやってやるよ。
接続完了。
一致団結。
今やらなきゃ終わりだ。
接続完了。展開。
やらなきゃって気がする。よくわかんないけどやってやるよ。
接続完了。展開。
指揮官のナンバーワンだから MVP も楽勝よ。要するに全部倒せばいいのにした方がいいですね。
来たれ。
今やらなきゃって気がする。
接続完了。展開。
よ
くわかんないけどやってやるよ。やらなきゃって気がする。
一致団
少しそれで正解を歩む。滑りそうだった。ちょっと危ない。
定めが見える。
接続完了。展開。星空を眺め正解を歩む。
夏の装いでもアルザス。
進みましょう。
バトル
定めが
巻き
巻き込めエーギルのアギトよ。
接続完了。展開。よくわかんないけどやってやるよ。
裁き
よくわかんないけどやってやるよ。正解を歩む。
定めが見える。
指揮官のナンバーワンだから MVP も楽勝よ。
Here we go. Playing a game.
進みましょう。後ずさこれまで我が神より下されし試練。
絶対に
皆様
やらなきゃって
メインディッシュまだこれからです。
接続完了。展開。わかんないけどやってやるよ。完了。
一
展
致団
開。
結。
今やらなきゃって
終わりだ
デスピキア。接続完了。
ベルリー・ドゥ・ラ・デスピキア。
今やらなきゃって気がする。絶対に接続完了。展開。今やらなきゃって気がする。正解を歩む。指揮官のナンバーワンだから M もうか
30
い
seconds.
らっしゃいませ。
30 seconds and we get a new shop.
毎度ありがとうございます。
What do we get? Oh, nice. Nothing.
毎度
Alright.
ありがとうございます。何かを
Wolf.
私がリードしています。後ずさるなら華々しくやってみせる。飛ばせ話の信玄
Namgyong.
その身を差し貫かん。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダー
4:15 as a server update.
夏の装いでも
進みましょう。
私がリードする。
後ずさること
なら華々しくやってみせるよ。飛ばせ話の信玄燃え上がれサンダーハート。その身を差し貫かん。
うちは夏の装いでも
全員隠れ。星空を眺め正解を歩む。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
うちは夏の装いでも
進みましょう。
私がリードする。
後ずさること
なら華々しくやってみせるよ。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。その身を差し貫かん。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
夏の装いでも
全員隠れ。星空を眺め正解を歩む。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
裁き来たれる
今やらなきゃって気がする。
足りない
星空を眺め飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
夏の装いでも
全員隠れ。星空を眺め正解を歩む。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。今やらなきゃって気がする。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
裁き来たれる
飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。星空を眺め正解を歩む。ごめんぶつかっちゃった。
夏の装いでも
全員隠れ。星空を眺め正解を歩む。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。
来たれる
今やらなきゃって気がする。星空を眺め正解を歩む。飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。今やらなきゃって飛ばせバースト燃え上がれサンダーハート。 おいで。よし、努力の成果を試す時です。見える。頑張る。定めが見える。お友達をいじめないで。俺に続け。ユニコーン頑張る。見える。邪魔者の分際で見える。この割りシューズが来たからにはもう敵にふさわしい場所は
I really learn what maximums are. Let's see, what else? Ha ha ha.
Will you date me, Leon? Breathe
Oh.
yes. Recite the Bible in Japanese.
Breathe yet. Okay. Dang.
What the? Is that
Is he actually?
the Bible?
I think it is.
Whoops.
That's God. He said, "Kami."
Can you
Okay.
stop breathing too?
Can you just stop breathing? He's no longer even
How do
breathing.
you know so much Japanese?
Yeah,
Fluent under pressure.
my man. Doesn't even want anything to do with women, man. It's honestly a mystery to me who he.
Here, let me do this. We're gonna pull for Nangyong. Wow, what is it capturing with my voice? Whatever, Nangyong. How many days? 29 days. She gets her own story, 14 more days. 9 days in progress. Signal search. Wait, where's my audio? Wait, there it is. A rank, 86 searches. Ouch. Oops. Polychrome exchange. Yes. Smuggler coal. Try again, I have enough. One more pull. After that, I can try to get. No. Two more pulls. Oh, she's gonna.
Let's take a break.
Piper. Religion Piper. I am out. Maybe. Sure. Oh wow. Really nice. And the snake girl. Do you want the snake girl? Oh, tentacle girl. What snake girl? Snake girl isn't here yet. Let's do this. This will be it. Yes. It's not it. Yeah, Piper run? No, Piper run. Wow. I can't believe it. 9 days remaining. Okay, so I'll come back tomorrow. And we'll finish that off. But meanwhile... turn this off. And just play the game.
He actually got married to. They never answered it, really. Maybe it's better that way. Maybe he got married to you. What's cracking, guys? And welcome to some good old video game memes. And now you don't have to worry. The 7 thoughts are over. I'm just taking a brief break. In fact, I'm probably just going to be up when this video's live. So come visit me if you want. Black and white. This is a unique one. It's a very unique. Oh, we actually did it. 7 times over. Well, what do you know? I didn't even notice. Let's get straight to it. The strongest parrier of today versus the strongest aura farmer of history. All right, Leon. Okay, versus what? Yep. Oh, dang. I like how he still dodges everything too.
Wow.
I think we still know who would win that fight in the end. Oh, maybe. Oh. I made a mistake. Oh no, I made a giant mistake. I hope Tails can fix that little Dr. Robotnik robot. I really do. Illumination turning all Peach X Rosalina Yuri into... Oh, wait, what? Oh no. No. Don't do it, Illumination, no! The fandom! Think of the girls! Think of the guys! That was a really cool scene in Yakuza, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, apparently they're sisters, according to Illumination. It's not really a spoiler, it's all over the internet, it's kind of funny. Honestly, it might make it better for some of y'all. Oh, that guy seems pretty shy. What are you doing? I'll change the language to, okay, Japanese. Oh, he's okay, man, that is a crazy crime. Jak and Daxter's not a game that I thought I would see in the big 2026, but yeah, baby, we're bringing it back. This movie was so pink, I loved it. This movie was so trash, I hated it. Wait, what? They just make it out in the... I have seen a lot of sides of each, and after seeing, you know, a little bit of it, you know, just going around through the internet because I see all the memes, I have to say, it's like, it's a movie. Bowser did kiss Mario, by the way. That's a real thing. Apparently, what I've heard from the movie, and Rosalina seems so sad as Fox McCloud and Mario. Apparently, there's more Fox McCloud in the movie than actual Rosalina. For somebody that wasn't even supposed to be part of Mario Galaxy, that's hilarious to me. I'm just getting hope that, you know, maybe a little bit of hope that there's another Star Fox game going out. Yeah, please, shooting the bazooka and a parry, baby, and like what? Like how do you parry a bazooka with an accent? That's not even possible, bro. So, you've come to see my movie? Well then, let's roll out. No, this one's even more cursed than the other one. No, not a Rosalina Fox. Nobody expects Rosalina Fox. Oh, no, not jab side down. Okay, you're sit. Okay. Well, that's about as Deltarune as you could possibly be there. Two goobers messing things up. So this is a VTuber model? Okay. No shot. No shot when you aim and shoot. It actually goes with, that's pretty clever. I ain't gonna lie, that is a VTuber gamer that I can get behind. I could have phrased that better. I can't imagine cutting a propane is gonna be good. I've played enough video games to know those explode. I mean, he is virtual though, so I mean, it's probably not gonna be an issue, right? What's he doing? Oh, he just missed. He just missed. Wait, what? It just blows up anyway? Okay. Oh, my bad, man. You too cool. I guess I'll just blow up. How to safely hold a toddler. And picking up the little Lumi. Yay! Versus Mario. Mario, don't you do Mario? No. It would be kind of funny if they didn't actually mention that, but I mean, that's a Mario 64 movie, which would be weird if they went back in time to do a Mario 64 movie. Oh, who's that on the right? Grandpa Leon is us in the future. And wait, what? He's so ripped? Oh, amazing. Put that drawing on the fridge. It's okay with it? Why do I have a feeling like some of y'all are gonna make fan art of that like me in the future out here, man? I just had my birthday, guys. You gotta be nice to me. When you're peeing but realize you're dreaming of peeing. Okay. Yeah. Wake up and panic. Not that that happened to me ever before in the past, and there was a chair incident. Oh, what's that mean, man? She come to say hello. Oh, it's my girl. Oh, look at you. Oh, there's Kiro. I see Kiro. Oh, there you go. Out here living my best life. Rosalina is being captured. What's it about her? Yet another princess gets captured situation. And Fox McCloud, though, somehow transported to another dimension of Mari. I don't know. Or maybe they're the same dimension. I don't know. This cozy game lets you clean, paint, and decorate abandoned homes. It looks incredibly satisfying. And we are so cooked, bro. Home ownership is now a video game genre. You mean I can paint and decorate my own home? Guys, I hate to burst that bubble, but why do you think The Sims got so popular back in the day? Was it ever explained how Ada survived the fall from the lab in Resident Evil 2? Yeah, they showed an extended scene. Okay, let's see it. All right. Come on, man. No, Ada, no. Well, that's not good. Dang, man. Oh, wait, hold up. They show that? Oh my God. She's just right on the way. She survived that. Did she survive that fall? Am I crazy? Hey, Vodka, do you think this looks good on me? Not that red lipstick, but I think it looks better on me. Okay, and, well, she got what she wanted. All right, dang, I was Scarlet. What the, holy. When you're about to be late for work, but you forgot your car is at a shop, so you pull out the awkward timed side hop. Okay. You've been wearing the Zelda digs. Okay, I got you. Oh, nice basketball court, though. I got one, too. It's just the side hop. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of weird how somehow that is actually the fastest way to get around in the game. I don't know why. I mean, to be fair, back in the day, speedrunning was not as big as it was now. Oh, apparently the backwalk is faster. Best day ever. Miku and I are now friends, and it's all thanks to the power of Sega. You know, I guess Sega does own Sonic and Hatsune Miku. Yes, I guess. I suppose they're not wrong. It's just kind of funny. It's a Nintendo game. Okay. Oh! No, Miku! Miku! It's funny that she actually does it. I didn't know rockets could shoot you that far in Fortnite. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been playing in a long time, so I'd still subscribe. I probably should not be. Grace, you are very important to us. We need you alive. But earlier in the game, like, wait a minute. And they're sleeping. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You guys just sleep. Wait. Something is clearly wrong out here. You don't clearly need her alive. I had an idea for a quiz game show where you had to guess games based on only the silhouette of their logo, but I'm realizing that I'm dumb. And yes, The Legend of Zelda, or Elda. Oh man, I don't know. What could that logo possibly be? Wait, it's Mate and Fluff Kingdom, Steve. You're meeting, huh? Oh, that was the top answer. All right, so Zenless Zeros, all the starting characters are now got their S-rank counterparts. I mean, Nekomata was S-rank. Besides, poor. No, Nicole, still A-rank. And Amelia is just an S-rank too and starting to comfort him. Even the Bang Boo, man. Even the Bang Boo. Thank you. I didn't know it was her birthday, though. Yeah. Oh. Huh? Oh. That is the most gold sheet conversation that I think I've heard. Very well animated. So a new Minecraft mod. No. Okay. The friggin' Katamari, baby. That's so cool. You can actually just get the entire home too stuck on you. I mean, there's no obstacles, though, I feel that would stop you in Minecraft, though. But, I mean, it's cool that you can get the entire world. I feel like you'd start lacking the entire world very shortly, real quickly. You replaced your tires with this freaking saw blade? Yes, it's awesome. Says the man. Okay, dog. I mean, you really like saw blades, man. Come on. There's still wheels. They'll go around. It's just cooler. These two rock the vest and puffy pants like nobody's business. Wait. Okay. It does go hard, all right, on Toad. He does look good. Man hasn't changed his design since forever. But Father, I've beaten every single monster I've come up against. I'm the most famous person in all of Grace. I'm a Fortnite skin. Hercules certainly deserves to be a god. Now, come on, man. He's a Fortnite skin. So Toby Fox out here saying, guys, Chapter 5 has been out for like 2 hours. Why is no one playing it? So apparently I forgot to announce the release of Chapter 5. The Nintendo guys are yelling at me. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, no. Maybe that is a bit of an issue. That could be a little bit of an issue. How do you spend so much time making a game and forgetting to advertise it? That one's crazy to me. That's the crazy one. Anyway, that's gonna do it here for a video game memes. I hope you guys had some good laughs. If you did, check out my other videos. Have some fun. I just thank you for being here, man. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you beautiful sons and guns again in the next video. Resident Evil 2? This is, yeah.
Yes.
Today I'm talking about tips and strategies in Pokemon Go that you don't know and are not using. Some of these I've never even talked about on my channel before and I didn't know until a couple weeks ago. I'm excited to share these with you. Let's get into it. Number one, let's talk about routes. Of course, you can go ahead and exchange gifts with Mateon routes, hunt Zygarde cells, but you can also earn free premium items when completing routes. When you follow a route, you will earn a medal and it will increase from bronze to gold if you complete the same route over and over again. The odds of getting certain and better items will increase depending on what level your medal is for that route, so golding your routes is definitely a top strategy. But what this can lead you to is at the end of routes, when you complete them, you can get XP, Stardust, 3 Hyper Potions, 3 Revives, 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Raspberries, 1 Golden Raspberry, 2 Rare Candies, 1 Rare Candy XL, or a Fast TM or an Elite Fast TM. Yes, one of the most valuable items in Pokemon Go, the Elite TMs are encounterable from routes, so make sure you do them. You also get an increased XP when you complete your first route of the day, and on your 7th day, you will get even more XP. So completing a route every single day should be part of your routine, especially the gold ones, so you can get those items free. But that's not the only reason you want to follow routes, because there's exclusive bonuses that no one talks about. When you're walking on a route, there's a chance that your buddy brings you a candy early from the distance you have to walk. So for example, if you want to grind legendary candies for a Pokemon and you have to walk 20 kilometers, walking it without a route, you could end up getting that buddy candy after only walking 300 meters. On top of that, if you are trying to buddy your Pokemon, you do get an additional buddy heart when you complete a route with your buddy. This is definitely a more known thing, but definitely another perk to have the correct buddy when you're walking routes. It's also very useful if you want to get your buddy excited for completely free. I'll link below a video if you want to learn about that strategy. Now, whenever I visit a new country and I want to get the local and regional, I'll also follow routes because there's an increased chance of finding the local regional Pokemon when following routes. This is also good because catching regionals can be very useful for trade bait. So if you catch the local regional Pokemon, you can bring it home and potentially get it traded over for a Pokemon you've been looking for your Pokedex. But the big one here is all about incense. Something nobody talks about is when you follow a route that you've never done before, both incense and daily adventure incense will have boost spawns, meaning those incenses will spawn slightly more Pokemon than if you would be walking just willy-nilly regularly. And of course, this works on Galarian birds, so make sure every time you're using your daily adventure incense to follow a route you've never done before. Creating new routes can be a great way as well to create routes if you've already done all the ones in your local area. But of course, the more daily adventure instance spawns you get, the more chance of you encountering a Galarian bird and potentially a shiny Galarian bird. Now, party play is one of the only ways to get this one Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and I feel it's pretty underutilized. The possible tasks from party play, if you're in a party size of 2, are make 10 nice curveball throws for a Magnemite Diglett or a Tandemice encounter, make 20 great curveball throws for a Nosepass, Cherubi, Combi, Binnacle, or Tandemice encounter. In the party size of 3, if make 50 nice curveball throws for a Koffing or a Tandemaus, and make 30 great curveball throws for a Nosepass or a Tandemaus. Finally, any single party size can get the encounters of walk 2 kilometers for an Eevee, Beldum, or Tandemaus, make 10 excellent throws for a Galarian, Weezing, Chansey, Lapras, or a Clink, and catch 20 Pokemon in Ultra Balls for a Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. If you don't like the current task, you can always disband your party and reconnect with your party, and that will refresh the task options you get that you can choose from if you want to specifically hunt a certain Pokemon. You could also split up into 2 groups of 2 and try to reroll party tasks in each group until you find the one you want, and then the 2 players will join the party that has the task you want. And the reason you want to do this is because starting in December 2024, Niantic have introduced rare field research tasks to get you encounters with the featured Community Day Pokemon with a special background, and that task is to complete a party challenge. So the best way to actually do this is to start a party with only 2 trainers. This means that that party challenge will have the difficulty of the 2 trainer level. Then you can go ahead and have the other 2 trainers join the party up to 4, and you can do that challenge a lot easier. For example, the task make 10 nice curveball throws. Pretty tough as 2 players, not too bad, but as 4 trainers, that thing is instantly done. You guys can then disband, do the same thing over and over again, and do party challenges a lot quicker. It's interesting how the party challenges don't scale as people join the party, but I guess you can take advantage of it. Okay, community ambassador meetups are the #1 place you should be going anytime you play Pokemon Go. On Campfire, you can find these right here, which are meetups hosted by a community ambassador. And if the top right has the rewards section, you can go ahead and get special things at this meetup. Checking in to this meetup will get you access to a special timed research that you can go ahead and claim either a Incense, Lure, Rocket Radar, or Super Egg Incubator, depending on what path you choose. You'll also get, anytime you're in a party, 25% less egg incubator distance, and this does stack. So if there's any events where you're hatching a lot of eggs, going to a community ambassador meetup, partying up with your friends, you'll get less egg incubator distance. Finally, you'll get exclusive field research tasks while you're in a party. These tasks can be along the lines of make a new friend, hatch an egg, take a snapshot of your buddy, or battle another nearby trainer by scanning their code. The Pokemon encounters from these tasks can vary, but they can get you encounters with things like Party Hat Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle if you're lucky, so you don't have to actually wait for these celebration-themed events to try to hunt those shiny costume Pokemon. Also, something interesting about these field research tasks, they're the only field research tasks that can get you random leveled Pokemon. So you can get encounters with Pokemon at level 1, level 8, level 15 from these research tasks. The Ivy floor is still 10-10-10, but that's just an interesting thing if you didn't know. But again, if you want to hunt Party Hat, Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle at any point, you can get them through those field research tasks. Also, on the topic of Campfire, we've had a lot of different Pokemon being released in raids like Sinistea and Delmise recently. So if you don't know, you can actually completely filter Pokemon by raids by using the Campfire filters, and it'll show you every single Pokemon currently in raids. So if I want to hunt Drudigan, for example, this afternoon, I can go ahead and find pretty much every single Drudigan in Ottawa. There's one right here, there's one right here. This is, I think, especially useful when we have a Shadow Legendary in raids because they're not in a raid day and they're just kind of spread throughout the city. So if you're ever really trying to hunt a specific Pokemon or Legendary Pokemon, definitely use those filters. They can also be used for Dynamax as well and Gigantamax if you want to go ahead and hunt Dynamax Cryogonals. I can find where every single one is in my city. Now, when you join a remote raid, it can be really annoying when people back out at the last second, but there's a tip to avoid this. Creating a blank empty party and then swiping over to it once you join a raid lobby is your safety measure. When the raid starts, you will be entered into the raid and you will not be booted out, but you won't actually use a raid pass until you swipe over and join the battle. This is amazing because some people will back out at last second, so if you have that empty party ready, you can confirm once the raid starts and that 5-minute timer starts going down if we have enough people or if you should be backing out. This will just save you plenty of remote raid passes or even just regular passes because it's really annoying when people back out at the last second. So create that empty party, swipe over to it, wait till the raid starts, and then if it's good to go, roll with it. Let's talk about the shiny glitch now. You can swap your shinies in Pokemon Go for other ones in the wild. Now, this is generally only available during specific events when we have rotating habitats or we have spawns that are switching. For example, during the Go Fest or Unova Tours, when a habitat rotates over, all the spawns in the world will switch to the new habitat spawns. So how it works is at the end of any hour when the habitats are about to rotate, if you've encountered a shiny Pokemon, don't catch it. Then when the habitats rotate over, since that Pokemon is game coded to be a shiny, when it switches to a new Pokemon in the new habitat, that game code will stay and that will be a guaranteed shiny encounter. This is really good if there's like a shiny Pokemon on the map that you really don't care for. You can just switch it and potentially get something better. This also works with Spotlight Hour going into the Spotlight Hour and going out of the Spotlight Hour. If at the end of a Spotlight Hour I find a shiny Pokemon, I don't want it, I won't catch it, and it could potentially switch into a shiny of a Pokemon I do want. Now there is the chance that the Pokemon always switches into something that is shiny locked and you'll lose the Pokemon, or sometimes the spawn will just straight up disappear. So this is a risky thing to do and it will not always work. It's also recognizable to know that this only works when the shiny rate isn't changing. People have tried this going into Community Day and out of Community Day, but it doesn't work because Community Day has a boosted shiny odds and those odds are not the same as after Community Day. So it only works when the switch over is not changing the shiny rate. Definitely use that strategy though if you ever want to get a shiny encounter, but you're looking at one that you don't really care about. Now, saving time is the #1 thing in Pokemon Go because there's a lot of actions that take a lot of time. So I want to introduce you to search threads. If you don't know, after any search you make, you can go ahead and click the See More button and it'll show you all your recent searches. You can long hold on any of these search threads and it will actually save them into your favorites tab right here. Then I can quickly click on any of these search threads and pop them up. This is amazing to create custom search threads. For example, I have one clear storage. This will show me all the Pokemon I could potentially want to clear from my storage. But you can take this even further. Typing can be annoying. So in your search bar, depending on what phone you have, you can click the settings, you can scroll down and click text shortcuts. You can create text shortcuts in here, which means anytime you search a certain word in your text, a whole search thread will pop up. For example, if I just type S and then expand the phrase to shiny, anytime I come in here, I type S, bang, shiny pops up, and there you go, I can quickly search shiny instead of having to type out that whole word. Highly recommend you set up a bunch of these text shortcuts. However you want, they can be very useful. Now, if you live in a rural area and there's not a lot of Pokestops to collect field research tasks during comm days or events, there's a strategy to get 2 field research tasks from every Pokestop. How it works is you're gonna go ahead and spin a Pokestop with an AR mapping task. Don't complete that field research task, just hold on to it and wait 5 minutes. Then when 5 minutes have passed, delete your AR mapping task, spin that Pokestop again, and you will get a different field research task, leading you to 2 field research tasks from the same Pokestop. This is really good for rural players to maximize their local area and get the most out of the resources they have. It's very important you don't complete that field research task before collecting both of them, or else you won't get that second one. Also, to collect AR mapping tasks, you need to look for any Pokestop or gym with the AR mapping icon, and that's how you get it. Obviously, this can be tedious because, you're gonna have to recollect an AR mapping task and then do it again over and over, but this does allow you to hunt more field research tasks, and specifically if you're hunting a specific field research task like the make 5 great curveball throws in a row for a Spinda encounter, this can be a great strategy to follow. Now let's talk about some quality of life features. There's a lot of quality of life features people don't know in Pokemon Go. The #1 here, when you're creating a party, if you long hold on any of these Pokemon, it will give you a breakdown of that Pokemon, what moves they know, what type that Pokemon is, and the stats. When you're building parties for Dynamax as well, it'll actually show you what level the max move is at and if you have them unlocked or not. You can also star research. If you want a certain research at the top of your research tab, you can click the star button and it'll pop that one right up to the top. Really good if you're focusing on completing a certain research. When deleting items, if you have a bunch, for example, these hyper potions, instead of having to go ahead and wait to go all the way up, you can just click the minus button and it'll instantly pop it to the max amount if you want to delete items quickly. I actually don't really need all these, so goodbye. There also is a single hand feature in Pokemon Go. If you hold the Pokeball icon and swipe up to any one of these, it'll instantly open that menu. Really good if you just have one hand and you just quickly want to open a menu. You can go ahead and all do it with one finger. While you're in a max lobby, you can actually hold on the top area of the screen where it displays yours and your other teammates' avatar items to see their in-game names. Doing this will also allow you to see what type the max boss is if you're unsure what type the Pokemon is. You can also tap on the X area in the raid lobby screen to reveal what type the raid boss is weak to. It doesn't show you what type the raid boss is 4 times weak to, but very useful if you don't know your types and want to know what to use against that boss.
You can also now come to your Pokedex and click on any Pokemon here, for example Trico, and you can turn on the alerts. This will now give you alerts when there is a nearby Trico, which is great for shiny hunting. I recommend coming to the Sinnoh region and turn it on for UC as well. That's with depending on the area, as these Pokemon can spawn off extremely rarely on a note when they're.
And there you go, those are all my tips in Pokemon Go that you probably didn't know. Watch this video and watch this video on screen if you enjoyed this one, and let me know in the comments how many of these tips you knew and how many are new for you. Appreciate y'all watching, follow for more tips, peace.
この程度じゃ足りないわ。もっともっとだ。
Here's everything going down in April in Pokemon Go and whether it's worth playing or not. So from your 7-day research breakthrough stamp throughout April, you can get an encounter with a Gyarados, a Honedge, a Delmise, a Sinistea, a Duraludon, or a Dreepy. Then as far as legendary raids, they're switching up. All raid bosses are going to rotate on Wednesday at 5 a.m. local time. So from April 1st to April 7th, Regidrago will be in raids. April 8th to April 14th, Kyogre. April 15th to April 21st, Groudon. April 22nd to April 28th, Tapu Koko. April 29th to May 5th will be Tapu Lele. None of these Pokemon will have their legacy moves, and just a reminder, you don't get Primal Energy for raiding regular Kyogre and Groudon. These will then be paired with their raid hour every Wednesday 6 to 7 p.m. All gyms will be a legendary raid for 25 minutes, refreshing twice, so 2 raids from 1 gym within the hour. April 1st will be raid hour for Regidrago, April 8th Kyogre, April 15th Groudon, April 22nd Tapu Koko, April 29th Tapu Lele. If you really want to play raid hour, consider going on Campfire or the new Pokemon Go raid map and looking if there's any campsites in your area. These are areas where there's at least 6 gyms. Great place to play raid hours. As far as mega raids go, they're going to rotate the same time as the legendaries. April 1st to the 7th will be Mega Manectric, April 8th to the 14th, Mega Aerodactyl, the 15th to the 21st, Mega Alakazam, the 22nd to the 28th, Mega Sharpedo, and the 29th to May 5th will be Mega Banette. You can enter a mega raid with link charges now. It either costs you 1 raid pass or 150 link charges. Do note you need to use your free daily raid pass to even have the option to use link charges. The Shadow Legendary raids will be Shadow Latios. The Dynamax raid boss rotations. Do note any Pokemon can spawn at a power spot. However, these specific Pokemon will be more frequent in their week. March 30th to April 5th will be Dynamax Woobat. April 6th to April 12th will be Dynamax Trapinch, which is a new one. April 13th to April 19th will be Dynamax Drillbur. April 20th to the 26th will be Dynamax Regirock, which is another new one. April 27th to May 3rd will be Dynamax Shuckle. Also, we are going to have the return of Max Mondays, which are full-day events where there are more power spots appearing. Also, power spots will refresh more frequently, every single hour to be specific, and the boosted Dynamax boss of that week will be much more frequent on that day. This is a great event if you're level 76 and need to complete 100 max battles. Daily Discoveries is returning as well, in which every single day there will be a different bonus or event happening. On Monday throughout of April, there'll be Fast Track Monday, where you'll get 2 times Go points for your daily Go Pass tasks and your event Go Pass tasks and your April Go Pass tasks. So overall, a great day to work on your Go Passes. Showcase Tuesday, every Tuesday until 8 p.m. There's going to be up to 20 different categories for showcases you can try to win at your local Pokestop showcases. Go Battle Thursday is going to be every Thursday, where you can complete up to 50 Go Battle League battles, and you earn 4 times Stardust on your win rewards. Really good if you want to get into Go Battle League. Friendship Fridays is amazing for trading, as you will get 1 extra in-person special trade, 2 Candy XLs every time you trade away a Pokemon, 10% less Stardust for trades, and a higher chance Pokemon randomly go lucky when you trade. Great if you want to grind Candy XLs through trading, or ideally for anyone who's level 78 and need to complete 50 lucky trades. Finally, Double Time Sunday. Every Sunday, incense will last 2 times as long, as well as lure modules, excluding daily incense and golden lure modules. There's also going to be a new Go Pass in April returning, so if you want to go ahead and buy that, you will get yourself a free Entei encounter when you reach rank 100 of the Go Pass. You can obviously just stick with the free track, but you can buy the deluxe track to double your rewards. As far as events going down in April, they've changed it, so events will now always start on Tuesday and end on Monday, and any weekend event is based on Saturday. As far as the weekly events go, March 31st to April 6th is the Shockingly Good Time event. I dropped a tips video on that yesterday. Check that out if you want to learn more about that event. We then have Sustainability Week, April 14th to April 20th. This is going to debut Sing Cobra and Sandaconda, as well as Galarian Corsola wearing pink sunglasses, as well as Shiny Toad School. Should be a fun event. Tips video soon. Then we'll have the Steeled Resolve event at the end of April, going down April 28th until May 4th. No details about this event, and although Steel is in the name, last year's event didn't include any Steel types or that many. So we could end up seeing this event being more about ground, rock types, all that stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. This is then going to go into a Team Rocket takeover. April 30th to May 4th is the Steeled Resolve Team Go Rocket takeover event, which means new Shadow Pokemon and a new Shadow Legendary Pokemon. With the Shiny update, any Shadow Pokemon whose regular form can be shiny now. So we're actually going to be seeing a new shiny Shadow. Most likely Giovanni will get Shadow Landorus Incarnate, which can be shiny Shadow Incarnate Landorus, which is pretty cool. And also the opportunity to remove frustration, all that stuff. Tips video about that coming soon. Now, as far as the weekend events during this season, we're starting off with Fashion Raid Day, April 4th, 2 to 5 p.m., which will feature 11 costume Pokemon in raids with shiny rates of 1 in 10. You'll get up to 5 free daily raid passes and be able to do 20 remote raids. So great if you want to raid the fashion Pokemon, but you can also just do Regidrago or Shadow Latios raids. Tinkatink Community Day is April 11th, 2 to 5 p.m. Tinkatink spawning more frequently in the wild with a shiny rate of 1 in 25 and getting a new move, Gigaton Hammer, I think it's called, which is going to be an insane move. Also comes with 3 times catch Stardust during this event, so amazing bonus to grind Stardust. Riolu Hatch Day is getting a replay April 18th, 2 to 5 p.m., which is a hatch day featured around Riolu, where 2 Colombo eggs will be hatching Riolu with a 1 in 10 shiny rate. Great event to complete any level up tasks around hatching eggs, or try to get yourself a Hundo or Shundo Riolu. Finally, we're going to have a Max Battle Day, April 25th. It has been leaked that the Max Battle Day will be returning the Kanto starters, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur G-Max. We'll have to wait and see if this is official, but this is what it's showing in the data file. So if you missed those Pokemon, this is a great event to play to get them. Finally, there is a Shadow Entei Raid Day on May 2nd, which is not in April, but most likely this is going to be for Shadow Entei, as we have seen in the trailer, Shadow Entei being available. So most likely Shadow Raid Day for Entei coming. Now, what are the best raid bosses to focus on during this month? Starting off with Regidrago, which is a good PvP Pokemon, being ranked 146 in the Great League, but more so ranked 11 in the Ultra League. However, you do need 2 Elite Charge TMs to get Dragon Breath and Dragon Energy on this Pokemon, so it will be a little bit expensive. It's also a very easy duo if you just want to grind those resources from the league. Kyogre is then returning. You won't get any Primal Energy, but with Waterfall and Origin Pulse, Kyogre is the number 7 Water-type attacker in Pokemon Go. If you have the Primal Kyogre and have that energy, that's the number 1 Water-type attacker, and if you have Shadow Kyogres, you can grind candies to power them up, as that's the number 3 Water-type attacker in Pokemon Go. It's also ranked number 13 in the Master League, so very good there. You then have Groudon. Again, you don't get Primal Energy, but Groudon is pretty solid with Mudshot and Precipice Blades, the number 8 Ground-type attacker in Pokemon Go. The Primal form, if you have the Primal Energy, is the number 1 Ground-type attacker, and if you have the Shadow form, it's the number 3 Ground-type attacker in Pokemon Go. On top of that, Groudon is currently ranked 23 in the Master League, a very good Pokemon there. Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele are then returning, which are 2 cool shiny Pokemon if you don't have them, but Tapu Lele specifically ranked 46 in the Master League, very, very good there. Mega Manectric is then returning, which is number 6 Electric type raid attacker in Pokemon Go, so very good. Mega Aerodactyl with Rock Throw and Rock Slide is the number 7 Rock type attacker in Pokemon Go. Not as good as Mega Diancie and Mega Tyranitar, but still pretty good. And it's a unique Pokemon because it boosts flying type Pokemon candy you catch, but also does super effective damage to them. Mega Alakazam is then returning returning, which is number 2 Psychic type raid attacker in Pokemon Go until Mega Mewtwo comes out. As far as the Dynamax Pokemon to focus on during this event, Dynamax Flygon is making its debut, which is the best tank Pokemon to use against electric type max battle bosses, which is funny because it's dropping like a week after G-Max Pikachu. It has a triple resistance to electric type Pokemon and has Mudshot and Sand Attack, which are 0.5 second fast moves, so definitely a great Pokemon to get onto your roster for when G-Max Toxtricity, G-Max Pikachu, Dynamax Zapdos, Dynamax Raikou, all that stuff returns. Dynamax Drillbur is then also returning, which Dynamax Extra Drill has been a solid Dynamax Pokemon. It can be used as a tank Pokemon against Steel or Poison type max battle bosses, and is great against Electric type max battle bosses like the G-Max Pikachu we just had as well. Also with Mudshot and Scorching Sands, regular Extra Drill is a number 16 ground type attacker, and with Metaclaw and Iron Hand, the number 16 steel type attacker, with the Shadow form being the number 6 ground type attacker and number 9 steel type attacker. It also does have a future Mega form that might come to Pokemon Go hopefully soon, which is going to be a great opportunity to prep for that Mega. Finally, Dynamax Regirock, the new Dynamax Legendary boss. If you want to do legendaries for free, you can do them through the Dynamax battles as well as through raids. Now, it does have an insane base defense of 309, and it does have a 0.5 second fast move of Lock On, so it can be used as a decent tank Pokemon against things like G-Max Cinderace or G-Max Charizard. But overall, maybe not the best to really go after unless you just want to try to get the shiny form you may not have. Finally, what are the best events to focus on this month? Starting off with Fashion Week Raid Day. Although, I'm not a huge fan of the fashion costume Pokemon, this is a great event for free-to-play players as you can get up to 5 free raids done. And Dragonite with the costume is returning, which you should be able to Mega Evolve. Also, level 72 and 79 to complete 30 or 80 raids. This is a great event to do that. Tinkatink is then getting its Community Day, which is a new rare-ish shiny, and a great event to farm Stardust, so don't miss that event if you want Stardust. Hatch Day for Riolu is also an amazing one, as you can get yourself a Hundo Riolu to prep for Mega Lucario Z, which will be the number 1 damage per second Pokemon in Pokemon Go. When it does finally come, it's going to be an absolute beast of a Pokemon, so now's your chance to go ahead and prep for it. Max Battle Day is then returning. No matter what the max battle boss is, it's worth playing as you get 25,000 XP and Stardust per G-Max battle you complete, which is amazing to grind resources, no matter if the max battle boss is good or not. Finally, Taken Over event is an amazing one, as all Shadow Pokemon, which could be shiny in their regular forms, can now be shiny in their Shadow forms, which makes for some fun hunting of just different rare Shadow Shiny Pokemon. Additionally, if you're level 72, 75, or 78, where you need to defeat Grunts, Purify Shadow Pokemon, or defeat Leaders, this event is amazing. And also, you can remove frustration from any of your Shadow Pokemon. Guys, if my videos have ever helped you, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're seeing if we can make a push for 1 million subscribers during the 10th year anniversary of this game. I appreciate you all, and thank you for being here all these years. Watch these other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you all in the next one. Follow for this. Peace.
どけ邪魔だ。
もっとピンチを作らないと。飛ばせました。冗談だ。もっと飛ばせました。
邪魔だ。
指揮官、やっと会えた。
至って普通の勝利にする。火力全開。ファイヤー。
2026 will be the most expensive year of Pokemon Go ever. Between new features, raids with Pokemon with shinies, special backgrounds, exclusive returns, and all of the paid ticket events, there is just an infinite amount of things to spend your money on. So I want to give you 26 tips for Pokemon Go 2026 to go free to play. Because although I think spending an infinite amount of money will get you a lot of cool things in Pokemon Go, you can still do a lot, have a lot, and enjoy the game without spending anything. Here's how. If you're going to spend coins, only really spend them on storage upgrades and raid passes. The reason why you want to focus on things like storage upgrades for your Pokemon and for your inventory is because they're one of the few permanent things you can spend money on. So if you interact with the gym system and earn a bunch of free Pokecoins, it is really, really useful to use them on your inventory, in your item bag, Pokemon inventory and item bag storage. Again, those upgrades stay forever. They're like a raid pass, you're gone. And even though storage technically doesn't like help you catch more shinies through Pokemon, we all know how annoying it is to only have like 3 spaces remaining in your Pokemon inventory and continuously having to like transfer Pokemon out and import. It just makes the gameplay experience way more fun, way more comfortable, and you can collect these things and have much storage. And I know I said raid passes, but let's go to tip number 2, because what you'll want to not do is buy single raid passes. Instead of doing that, use your Pokecoins on things like the raid pass bundles or specific boxes that come to the shop every so often. Now, to do this, you will have to save up more Pokecoins and buy 3 raid passes at a time instead of 1 at a time, but you're going to get way more value for your Pokecoins. And how do you get Pokecoins? Tip number 3, defend gyms every single day. There's only one way to get free Pokecoins in Pokemon Go, and it's using the gym system. How it basically works is you put your Pokemon into a gym of your same team, and you let it sit inside the gym and defend. The longer the Pokemon sits in the gym, the more Pokecoins it generates, and it can generate up to 50 Pokecoins per day. This is difficult though, because in order to claim the Pokecoins that you get from the Pokemon in the gym, that Pokemon needs to be knocked out of the gym. So it's helpful to have another person or another account with another team so that you can knock your Pokemon out of the gym when they've collected the maximum amount of Pokecoins that they can get, which again is 50. And by the way, that's a big tip, is you can earn 50 Pokecoins per day if you're very strategic about it. Tip 4, although Stardust is free, you're going to want to use it intelligently and power Pokemon that can cover multiple roles. Like Tyranitar, for example, which is a top rock type and a top gravel type at the same time, and has a Mega Evolution form that is extremely useful and helpful. Or
The new season, Memories and Motions of Pokemon Go, starts March 4th at 10 a.m. until June 2nd at 10 a.m. Here's everything you need to know about the next 3 months of Pokemon Go, how it's going to work, and the best tips and tricks to take advantage of it. So first of all, throughout the next 3 months, from Research Breakthrough Box, you will get encounters with Gyarados, Honedge, Delmice, Sinistea, Duraludon, the first time you can get a non-Dynamax one, and Dreepy. The 7-day research stamp is going to be those 7 days for that one box encounter, if you don't know, by the way. Also, for the next 3 months, we'll have the following bonuses. Every time you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get 1 additional candy. You'll get a guaranteed Candy XL. You'll get increased catch XP for your 7th catch streak and increased XP for your 7th Pokestop spin streak. So yes, guaranteed Candy XLs returning from trading Pokemon. You no longer have to trade Pokemon that are caught 100 kilometers apart. Also, an update to shiny Pokemon we've been waiting for a while. Starting this season, Stage 1 and Stage 2 Pokemon can finally be shiny if the base form is shiny. In the past, something like a Bulbasaur could be shiny, but Ivysaur in the wild couldn't. And that is different. Like Hatenna in the wild, Hattrem and Hatterene can both be shiny. Now the question is, what will the shiny rate be? My guess is going to match the shiny rate of the base form of Pokemon, but that means perma-boosted Pokemon like Alolan Vulpix, for example, will mean that Alolan Ninetales would have a 1 in 64 perma-boosted shiny odds as well. And also on Community Day Special Researches, now all the different stages can be shiny. So huge, really big update. A less exciting update though is a change to Pokemon Go events. They're going to be changing Pokemon Go events to be adjusted to a more regular schedule. The weekend events will always be on Saturdays local time now, so no more Sunday weekend events. Also, Pokemon Go events will move away from paid tickets into event Go passes, which means no more of those like $2, $3 paid timed researches. It's now all going to be Go passes, and you can buy the deluxe pass, which I think is actually a good update because it just means that now every event comes with a free Go pass. And also there'll be a new in-game event calendar showcasing all the current and upcoming events in-game soon, which is pretty big. Also, a couple changes to weekly events. Normally every week we have, you know, Max Monday, Spotlight Hour, all that stuff. First of all, Mondays are now known as Fast Track Mondays. So every Monday you can earn ×2 Go points on your Go passes. Also on Monday, we're going to have the Max Monday events, of course, but we're going to get some updates. A new Dynamax Pokemon will rotate into Max Battles on 5 a.m. on Mondays. Power Spots will refresh more frequently on Mondays. More Power Spots will appear on Mondays as well. And of course, you'll have the Max Monday event from 6 to 7. Tuesdays are now known as Showcase Tuesday. Yes, no more Spotlight Hours. I don't like this change. I told Niantic I don't like this change. Hopefully they bring it back. But for now, we have Showcase Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, there'll be up to 20 different Pokemon categories in showcases. So yeah, you can win a lot of showcases that day, which is huge, but no more spotlight hours. Raid hours will continue on Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m., in which the current raid boss will appear more frequently from that time. And Thursdays will now be Go Battle Thursday. You'll get 4 time starters from Win Rewards all of Thursday, and you'll be able to do a total of 50 battles instead of 25 on that day. So if you're in a PvP, honestly, I think that's a good thing. It's just a new event. And Fridays will be focused on trading. We'll have Friendship Fridays where you can do up to 2 special trades in person. You'll have an increased chance of random trade Pokemon becoming lucky, 10% less starters for trades, and 2 Candy XL guaranteed from trades. So this is kind of like the Sunday trade day we had a while back, but now it's on Fridays. Honestly, I like it. Saturdays will of course focus on the main weekend event, and then Sundays will be Double Time Sunday, which Incense Lure Modules, Glacial Lure Pokemon was from GoFest 2025 for the paid ticket. So if you already have a Volcanion, you'll only get Volcanion candy instead of another one, but this is how you can get a free debuts. The website doesn't confirm anything, but the trailer and the new loading screen do give hints of what Pokemon might be coming in the future. First of all, we see Orbeetle and Blipbub confirmed to be debuting during the Bug Out event. We have
Haha, 6 years ago. 5 years ago. March 2021. Beautiful playlist. That's 5 available sets. Oh my god. 5 videos were taken down.
Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Today I am in Las Vegas and it feels amazing outside after spending a few days in Boston for PAX East where we were freezing. Section here in game, you can see Arbor Community Day is going to be Sunday, 3/15. It's coming up quick. It's already March. How do you guys feel? The year is starting to get warmer. The sun is starting to stay out longer. Everything's getting better. So yes, March Community Day on the 15th. Make plans for 11 to 2 p.m. in the Northern Hemisphere, and if you live in the Southern Hemisphere, from 3 to 6 p.m. Abra is going to appear more regional that they're going to have there, so that's going to be pretty cool. And then you guys can see in Liverpool, it's going to be Relicanth, and you can see in Philadelphia, we're going to be capturing Mr. Mime is the regional that we're going to get. So that's kind of exciting, especially if you guys don't have Mr. Mime yet. And it also looks like new Pokemon Rufflet will be out by then. Rufflet is a new Pokemon from the Unova region. So
hey, Trainer Week's here. It is almost March, and Niantic has given us another giant info dump of all the events that are happening over the next month. So I'm going to go through the dates very quickly here, and then below I will put timestamps to the later parts of the video where I'll actually talk more about what each event is happening. So from the top, 1st March, Giovanni will have a new legendary reward. 2nd March, we have a new 5-star raid boss coming. Every week, Pokemon Spotlight Hour on Tuesday and
Not on April Fools. Oh yeah, we did April Fools.
So tell me, after seeing the thumbnail and title of this video, switching.
Very exciting. You want to use rock type.
Okay, so Pokepia, Shiny Ditto, right, same time, 6 years ago.
What's up, everybody? You already know why I'm smiling. I've gotten so many tweets. It's an exciting episode. Today we're just announcing it. Tomorrow's video we should be
Shiny Mimikyu.
Are you?
Pokemon Go update, April 2020.
白露型駆逐艦しぐれたよ徹底的な計算と推
If you're not aware already, Pokemon Go just had a big move rebalance in the game, affecting trainer battles in a pretty massive way. Most importantly, the boosting moves such as Ancient Power, Ominous Wind, bemoaning all of your Ultra League and Master League battles have been nerfed, and many Grass-type Pokemon and Grass-type attacks have been buffed. In this video, I'm going to be going over these buffs and nerfs with you to help you understand.
Yeah, the meta changes. So, yeah, Pokemon history, sure. Pokemon.
This month marks the 7th anniversary of Pokemon Go. 7 years of adventure, incredible Pokemon releases, and loads of ups and downs. Today we go back in time all the way to 2016 and the beta release of the game to get a better understanding of the 7-year journey that is Pokemon Go. Did you know that Pokemon Go had a closed beta that looked and played way differently than the game did when it officially launched? In March of 2016, the first beta officially released in Japan, followed by Australia and New Zealand in April, and then the USA in May. The beta ran for several months and then was finally shut down in June 2016. And during the beta phase, Pokemon Go saw some massive changes and improvements, including the item Crystal Shards being replaced by Stardust Candy. Then in July of 2016, Pokemon Go was officially released, and it exploded, becoming the largest trend worldwide and one of the most successful video games to ever exist. We all remember the incredible times that were summer 2016 Pokemon Go. Later that month, on July 31st, tracking was officially fully removed from the game, which was honestly devastating. Nothing really happened next until October of 2016 and Pokemon Go's first ever event, Halloween. This featured iconic spawns of Pokemon like Haunter, Gengar, and Hypno in the wild, plus, for the first time ever, there was in-game bonuses like 2x Catch Candy and XP. A month later, in November of 2016, tracking was finally fixed and released back into the game. There was also a Thanksgiving event, and the world's first in-person Pokemon Go event, the Lapras Outbreak in Japan. Several big YouTubers flew out there for the event. Meanwhile, my little brother spoofed there and was banned shortly after. December was an amazing month due to the game's first ever holiday event, which included the first ever costume Pokemon, Santa Hat Pikachu, and players were rewarded 1 free incubator per day by spending Pokestops, and for the first time, baby Pokemon were released in eggs. The cool thing about 2016 Pokemon is that everything that happened was completely new. It was and will always be the most exciting time this game has ever had. But the years that followed also had some incredible things that went down. Except for January of 2017, which was the most dead Pokemon Go has ever been. Literally nothing happened the entire month, and everyone thought the fun was over. Until in February 2017, Generation 2 was released in Pokemon Go. And this wasn't just a small wave of Pokemon like how new releases happen now. The entire generation was released in the wild and all at the same time. And like with the initial launch of Pokemon Go, it was madness. 84 new Pokemon all spawning in the same day, including evolutions. Everyone was outside playing and catching these new Pokemon. Also in February, we had the first ever Valentine's Day event, which featured pink Pokemon spawns and babies hatching from eggs. Then March brought the first Water Festival event and the single most important feature ever released: Shiny Pokemon. Shiny Magikarp, which was Pokemon Go's first shiny Pokemon, was released during the Water Festival event of 2017. Also, the Magikarp hat was released in-game, which I'm pretty sure was the first ever cosmetic. April brought the first Eggstravaganza event, which featured a 50% discount on lucky eggs, something we almost never see anymore. May featured the first weekend event, the Grass Weekend event, which boosted Grass-type spawns. Also, the first Adventure Week event went down. This event has come back every single year since and has consistently been one of the best. July 2017 might have been one of the biggest months in Pokemon history. Raids were introduced into the game for the first time ever, which could be considered the greatest and most impactful update in the history of the game. We had our first anniversary event featuring the debut release of Ash Hat Pikachu, and the first ever Pokemon Go Fest event happened in Chicago. Well, sorta happened. It was kind of a complete bust. Nobody was able to log in or play the game the entire day. But we did have the first ever legendary Pokemon released in the raids in Chicago during that weekend, which were Lugia and Articuno. And the streets were packed with people trying to catch theirs. It was insane. August was also an absolute banger of a month due to the Yokohama Safari Zone event in Japan, which featured the first ever release of Mewtwo. This happened inside of a baseball stadium in Yokohama and was one of my best Pokemon Go memories. Summer saw the Equinox event and the first ever Safari Zone events across Europe, and also a new feature called EX Raids were introduced into the game, which was a new type of raid hosted at specific locations. This feature would later be used to host raids of very rare and exclusive Pokemon. And probably the greatest Halloween event ever went down in October of 2017. It featured Sableye and Duskull in the wild for the first time, and they could be shiny. Plus, there were really incredible spawns, including the first ever Witch Hat Pikachu. December had the annual holiday event, but this year we had 6-hour lure modules, 1 incubator per day from stops, and 20 new Pokemon released, including Delibird. 2018 was a pretty similar year as far as events went. Pokemon Go had found success with this new concept of limited time events, and they were going to keep that going. And in January of 2018, they introduced a new kind of event that would change the game forever. Community Day. Pikachu Community Day went down January 2018, and it was a smash hit. Players were out grinding spawns and looking for shinies, and overall it was a really fun new concept. So they brought it back again in February with Dratini, along with some amazing events, like Valentine's Day with Shiny Love Disc, Pokemon Day with the first ever costume shiny, Party Hat Pichu and Pikachu, and the first Legendary Week, which featured Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Groudon in raids. March featured the Extravaganza event again, where tons of new baby and shiny Pokemon were hatching, and there was the first Taiwan Safari Zone that I attended and had a blast at. Plus, the field research feature was released during this month and brought a whole new thing to do with the game. April featured the iconic 8-bit April Fools event, which was one of my favorites ever, and we had the Kanto Celebration event, which was the first time the raid Pokemon pool had been changed for an event. May brought back the Adventure Week, which had an insane 10 times XP for spinning new Pokestops. Also, the first Alolan Pokemon, Alolan Executor, was released in the game. June had the iconic Water Festival event return, and July was packed with Pokemon Go Fest excitement once again. This year, the game actually worked, and it was amazing. One of the best Pokemon Go Fest events ever. August was also super exciting with the Yokosuka Safari Zone, plus the Johto Festival event, where Celebi was released globally. September kept the excitement going with 1 full month of Mewtwo raids, plus the legendary birds with their shinies. And Meltan was teased during an iconic Chikorita Community Day, where it would spawn and then change into Ditto when caught. October 2018 created Pokemon Go's most infamous and rarest Pokemon to date, Fragment Hat Pikachu. November was full of events like Safari Zone Taiwan, the Hatchathon, the Let's Go Celebration, where Meltan was officially released for the first time ever, and December had the always amazing holiday event, which featured the Shiny Delibird release. January of 2019 started off hot as we celebrated Generation 3 with the Hoenn Celebration event and the new Shiny Groudon. February was packed once again with the debut of Shiny Meltan, the Lunar New Year event, Friendship Weekend, Valentine's Day, Pokemon Day. Over 15 new shiny Pokemon were released during this month. And this is a trend that would continue until current day Pokemon Go. Constant new events and shiny releases to keep players consistently interested in playing. March saw a fighting type event and the Equinox event with the release of Shiny Solrock and Lunatone. April 2019 was also insanely packed with events. We had the April Fools event, the Bug Out event, the Extravaganza, Sentosa Safari Zone, which was one of the best ever. May, I'm pretty sure we saw the first ever legendary raid hours, plus the release of Sleeping Snorlax. And June, well, it was Go Fest season, baby. Go Fest Chicago went down, which was one of the best, and we had a 3rd anniversary event that released a ton of new shiny Alolan Pokemon. July featured Go Fest Germany and the global release of Team Go Rocket and Shadow Pokemon. Yes, there was a time before Team Go Rocket existed in Pokemon Go, which is crazy to think about. August saw the release of my favorite Pokemon shiny, Sudowoodo, and also Go Fest Yokohama.
Okay, this will be DC drama.
Niantic Labs, the developers of Pokemon Go, has had a contentious relationship with their own community of players. While you will find a handful of people that will love anything and everything Niantic puts out, a majority of people who play Pokemon Go will have some gripe towards them in one way or another. However, for all the controversies, missteps, and poorly received decisions, Pokemon Go has had one thing that withstood all the negativity from the Pokemon Go player base, and has solidified itself as the one aspect of the game that has always been perceived very positively. This one thing is none other than Pokemon Go Fest. From its humble beginnings to surviving a pandemic, Go Fest has always been a staple part of the Pokemon Go experience, and for anyone who got to experience the in-person version of it, they would likely tell you that it is the one thing that is a positive about the game. Niantic might have a bad track record of developing Pokemon Go, but they at least know how to run a good in-person live event. For this video, I'll be going over the history of Pokemon Go Fest and talk about all of the good and bad that happened over the years.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play for a while, so...
Right, so what is Pokemon Go Fest? Well, to put it plainly, it is a recurring event that celebrates Pokemon Go. Much like BlizzCon for Blizzard Entertainment or Worlds for League of Legends, Pokemon Go Fest is the big event every year where players around the world congregate to show their love for the game. As of the recording of this video, we've had 18 Pokemon Go Fest events across several cities over 8 years. We have 2 more Go Fest events happening this year, with one in New York City and then a global event just a week after. With those 2 events, that brings the total to 20 Go Fest that we've ever had. The first ever Pokemon Go Fest happened on July 22nd, 2017 in Chicago, Illinois. This was an ambitious endeavor. Niantic wanted to create a live in-person event experience for Pokemon Go, which was a game that was exploding in popularity at the time. Since Pokemon Go was a cultural phenomenon, it made sense to cash in on the hype with a landmark event. The hype was certainly there. The tickets to the event were sold out in seconds. People were posting on social media their travel plans, content creators were discussing how hype it was, and communities around the world were planning meetups. Overall, players were stoked. While the lead up to the event was full of anticipation, what ended up happening was nothing short of a disaster.
Tens of thousands of Pokemon fans are Poke-mad after technical glitches turned today's Pokemon Go Festival to a huge flop.
During the event, players at the venue and even players across the globe were experiencing server and latency issues. Paired with the extreme wait times to enter the event, along with the excruciating summer heat, disgruntled players were making their dissatisfaction known, even booing John Hanke, the CEO of Niantic Labs, when he took the stage to address the crowd.
Hello and welcome to the stage, the CEO of Niantic.
Expected them to never attempt a Pokemon Go Fest ever again. But Niantic had other plans. On May 7, 2018, Niantic made the bold announcement that they would be holding another Pokemon Go Fest that year. Considering how disastrous the first Go Fest was, Niantic was hoping for a redemption arc. They once again acknowledged the issues that plagued Go Fest the previous year and vowed to learn from their mistakes and provide the true live in-person experience that they initially promised. Pokemon Go Fest would once again be in Chicago, Illinois. But instead of being held at Grand Park, this time the event would be at the much larger Lincoln Park just a few miles north. They also had an open venue where the park would not be fenced off and there wouldn't be specific entry points. This would immediately resolve the issue of long wait times and lines for entering the venue. However, there was still the concern of cell service and connectivity. Niantic would address the issue by filling the entire park with cell towers and mobile Wi-Fi hotspots. Several of their development team, including Michael Staronka, who at the time was a senior developer but is now the director of Pokemon Go, all traveled to Chicago a couple weeks earlier to test the game connectivity at the venue. Before Go Fest, Niantic actually hosted Squirtle Community Day at Lincoln Park, and they asked the local Pokemon Go communities to bring out as many players as possible. With several hundred trainers packing into the park, the Niantic developers were able to determine hotspots for activity as well as test out cell tower locations. It seemed like they were way better prepared this time around, but we really wouldn't know whether or not the game would be stable. Even with that extra preparation, there were still a lot of question marks on whether or not the event would be a success. If Niantic was looking for redemption, they certainly found it. Pokemon Go Fest 2018 was successful and fulfilled the original vision for what this event was supposed to be. There were zero connectivity issues. The gameplay content was incredible and exciting. The overall sentiment with attendees was overwhelmingly positive. If Niantic's goal was to provide a unique and fun experience around Pokemon Go, then they accomplished that goal by leaps and bounds. With 2018's Pokemon Go Fest being such a smashing success, naturally, Niantic would want to continue having Pokemon Go Fest the following year. However, for the summer of 2019, they would switch it up by having 3 Pokemon Go Fest events instead of 1. This expansion of Pokemon Go Fest was celebrated by the community, especially those who live in Europe and Asia. For any player who wanted to attend Pokemon Go Fest but didn't want to travel internationally, they now had an event that would be much closer to them. Not only would Pokemon Go Fest be held in Chicago, Illinois, but it would also be held in Dortmund, Germany, as well as Yokohama, Japan. This would become the new precedent for Pokemon Go Fest. Rather than holding this landmark event in one city in one region, they would now have the event in 3 cities in 3 corners of the world. This expansion would prove to be a successful model, as all 3 events went well with very little issues. Players were overall happy with how Niantic handled Pokemon Go Fest in this particular year, and the doors were now wide open for Niantic to continue doing them. However, the year 2020 would roll around and present itself with a very particular challenge: the COVID-19 pandemic. With lockdown mandates being installed all around the world, Niantic needed to adapt. It was not feasible to hold live in-person events during this particular year, so many players presumed it would be cancelled entirely. Well, Niantic had other plans. Rather than withholding the event due to lockdown, they completely changed the event format to be a more virtual experience. Pokemon Go Fest would no longer be held in a specific city, and anyone could purchase a ticket to the event and enjoy it from home. Rather than habitats being in specific locations, they would be rotated by the hour. Everything from the special research to raids could be done remotely. If players were not able to go out due to quarantine, they could still get a relatively full Pokemon Go Fest experience. This new event format for Go Fest would eventually prove to be successful, and it ended up being Niantic's highest revenue event up to that point. This would ultimately lead to a new precedent for Pokemon Go Fest. Now, there would be a global component to every subsequent Go Fest, as it would be a huge source of revenue. Now, ironically, this event would be marred by technical issues, even though it was not being held in a specific location. For players during the event, they would be met with connectivity issues, and the game itself had a hard time being stable. Niantic would try to fix these issues in real time, but they eventually ended up giving all ticket holders makeup events. But in spite of all this, Pokemon Go players felt overly positive towards this event. The content was really good, and the fully virtual format was incredibly popular. This event was also the debut of Shadow Mewtwo, which would go on to be one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. The nice thing was that it was a reward for completing a special research. This means as long as you purchased a ticket, you would be able to receive one, and because it was a research reward, that means it would have a much higher IV floor. The chances of you getting a perfect IV Shadow Mewtwo were the highest it would ever be. Now, moving into the year 2021, the pandemic was, of course, still ongoing. So, Niantic kept the all-virtual format from the previous year. However, this year's Pokemon Go Fest would do something really unique, and it certainly drew a lot of excitement from the Pokemon Go community. For the first time ever, every single legendary Pokemon that was released up to that point would be in 5-star raids. Even though the event was completely virtual, it would end up becoming a raiding-heavy event. Most players would coordinate to do as many raids as they can, and because people were purchasing premium battle passes and remote raid passes in droves, Niantic would generate record-high revenue from this one weekend. It also had significantly less technical issues compared to the previous year, so players were able to come out of it feeling very positive about Pokemon Go. Also, this would be the one and only year where Niantic had what they called Legendary Night, where they would erect a 50-foot tall egg in the middle of the city and would have a unique raiding experience. For a very select few players in Chicago, they would be able to go to a closed-off section of Millennium Park and be able to participate. I was fortunately one of those few players, and I have to say it was probably one of the coolest things Niantic ever did. The egg would essentially be a physical version of the raid eggs you see in-game, and the visuals and sound would match up exactly with what you would see on screen. When a raid egg appeared in the game, the giant egg would display the same egg. When it hatched in-game, the giant egg would also hatch. There was also a DJ, lighting and effects, and a sound system that made the whole thing an immersive experience. I find it interesting that they never did it again, because the overall feedback from everyone who experienced it was overwhelmingly positive. Seriously, if they were to do it at these cities that host Pokemon Go Fest, I would certainly pay extra just to experience it once again. I think it is safe to say that, in spite of the challenges Niantic were facing because of the pandemic, Pokemon Go Fest 2021 was a huge success, and the trajectory for this event was only going up. So this brings us to 2022, and now is the point where lockdown restrictions were starting to lift around the world. Niantic jumped on the opportunity to host live in-person events once again, and 2022 would bring back city-specific Pokemon Go Fest. This would also be the first and only year when Niantic would try a 5-event format, where a fully virtual Pokemon Go Fest would kick things off, then 3 in-person Pokemon Go Fest would happen in 3 different cities, and then a fully virtual Go Fest finale event would happen at the end. Pokemon Go Fest 2022 was, for the most part, pretty good. I didn't attend any of the city events, but from everything that I heard, they were done really well and there were little to no technical issues. The 2 global events were also pretty good, as they were full of good in-game content and they had a lot of what worked in previous years. Why fix what isn't broken, right? The only complaints I heard from this year's Go Fest was that the event felt pretty bland compared to previous years. I think the sentiment stems from the previous Go Fest having phenomenal raiding content, whereas this year focused more on the catching aspect. The raids were not all that exciting, and they didn't dive into unique experiences. Overall, it was just more of the same, and players weren't necessarily digging that. However, things would kind of take a turn for the worse in the following year. 2023 would be the year that Niantic commits to what is probably their most hated design decision to date, and that is the nerfing of remote raids. This was announced and executed earlier in the year before Pokemon Go Fest was to occur. Thus, the sentiment within the Pokemon Go community was extremely negative, and Niantic had to do a lot to get players excited about the game once again. Pokemon Go Fest was a great opportunity for them to do that. The pressure was on for them to do something really cool and incredibly unique. Just like the previous year, Niantic would have in-person Pokemon Go Fest events in 3 different cities, but they would only have 1 global event instead of 2. Go Fest would also happen much later than usual, as all of the events would be in August rather than the typical July. In the first weekend of August, Niantic would have 2 Pokemon Go Fests happening simultaneously in 2 separate cities, London and Osaka. To this day, I still do not know why they decided to do this, but dividing their resources between 2 cities did create some issues. However, those who attended either of the events did say the experience was overall positive. Just a few weeks later, Pokemon Go Fest happened in New York City. I was actually at the event, and I will be the first to say it was probably one of the best Pokemon Go experiences I ever had. Niantic changed up the format for Go Fest. The park experience would only be for half of the day, whereas the second half would be spent in a brand new city exploration experience. This gave me the opportunity to have the usual Go Fest experience with habitats, activities, etc., but also a new experience that involved playing in the city. Now, this new format wasn't the only thing that was awesome about the event. Pokemon Go Fest 2023 saw the debut of not 1, but 2 legendary quality Mega Evolutions. They introduced the mythical Pokemon Diancie along with its Mega Evolution, but they also introduced the long-awaited and incredibly popular Mega Rayquaza, and they implemented it in a very unique way. In order to get the powerful Mega Evolution, you needed to teach your Rayquaza the move Dragon Ascent, and you could only do that through a unique item called the Meteorite. This added a lot of complexity to the event. Collecting the Meteorite item was possible through the special research storyline, and the Mega Energy was obtainable from raids. For anyone who attended live in-person Pokemon Go Fest, they would essentially have early access. For everyone else, they could get it during the global event, so it wasn't like in-person attendees had any kind of exclusive access. It felt fair for the entire player base. Overall, this year's Pokemon Go Fest was seen as a huge improvement from the previous year, and the sentiment from the Pokemon Go community felt pretty positive. However, this Go Fest was not without controversy. In a very bold move, Niantic decided to over-monetize each of these events. Before 2023, the overall cost for attending Pokemon Go Fest, outside of travel and lodging, would be no more than maybe $25 USD. However, Niantic started offering a plethora of different add-ons, each of which cost a ton of money. They also raised the base ticket price as well, while not offering much in return. If you wanted a complete experience, you would now have to pay $75 USD. It started to feel like Pokemon Go Fest was nothing more than a blatant cash grab. This would essentially become the model moving forward for all of their in-person events, including Go Tour. Pokemon Go Fest would now be a financial burden for anyone choosing to go. But this leads us to 2024, which is the current year. In terms of the format, Niantic would do a full run back of 2023.